Hey everybody, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon, Bloodier Moon. It does feel good to lie down, doesn't it? Yeah, a couple of us could use a break in this roster, it feels like. Doing pretty well, though. Dipped our toes into the veteran dungeons finally last time, and of course the Necromancer now awaiting us, along with the Inchoate Flesh, if I'm looking for any boss fights this time around. I feel like I should probably continue to work on stockpiling our deeds as best we can, so I'm definitely going to prioritize that. That's an option anywhere, and yeah, of course, naturally, that's not going to be the case. I am kind of thinking maybe we need to make a trip over to the courtyard at some point here, too. I don't know, man. I don't necessarily want to fully engage with that this time around, mostly because it's such a time sink, especially the later stuff, so I might just kind of disregard that on this particular campaign. Put a little bit more focus on getting the actual job done, but I don't know, maybe it'll end up forcing my hand at some point. Also kind of feeling like we could use a couple of fresh bodies here, so let's check the stagecoach. And I do feel like an additional jester's almost certainly not a bad idea. I know I'm kind of stockpiling on those, although, well, I'll tell you what, actually. We don't have a lot of bounty hunters, do we? In fact, I think we don't have any at all. Oh, damn. Yeah, well, in that case, absolutely do this.
The thrill of the hunt. The promise of payment.
And then I do kind of feel like I could use an additional Plague Doctor. This would be the full final slot in the roster, though. I'm not 100% on that. I think we might want to wait until we've got maybe one more frontliner. Maybe another Hellion down in these ranks could work out fairly well, or maybe even another Bounty Hunter, honestly. Maybe another Houndmaster down here, too. Something that fits within ranks 1 or 2, I think, is going to be a little bit higher of a priority for me at this point. And I don't know, man. I feel like I probably want to take it a little easier on myself to start things out today. Let's just try to get some goodies. Maybe send the Bounty Hunter out with an Antiquarian early on this one. We'll see how that goes. Totok's not looking 100% ready for something like this. Actually, you know, come to think of it, maybe we do need a Plague Doctor in the mix right now just to give us the ability to send out a squad of this fashion. Although I do feel like Totox could probably handle this. Let's maybe go with Bradley instead to be a little safer. That does give us a tiny bit of Mark synergy going on here too. And I don't think there's a lot to be done with the with the blacksmith and the guild with this group, but we'll at least give them a look. And oh yeah, of course, with a new character. Definitely in my best interest to get some more of these unlocked. I'm also wondering, I think I should do this.
A strict regimen is paramount if one is to master the brutal arithmetic of combat.
Another one I might have wanted to consider doing a while ago, considering the amount of times we've just paid the full cost of unlocking everybody's skills. But at any rate, there's that. Let's get these skills sorted out for this group up front. I think I am going to go ahead and stick with a standard kit for him. I think I'll take the Intimidate this time around, though, just to mix it up a little bit. Keep the Mark for Death in there, along with the Uppercut and the Finish Him. The Antiquarian's going to be rocking the Fortifying Vapors as an emergency heal, and otherwise looking good. Take off the Rallying Flare in favor of... maybe we'll go Blind Fire this time. Another tiny bit of a mix-up there. I really like the Focus Ring damage combo and the Leper up front, so we're going to stick with that this time. Get a little bit more tanky here for the Bounty Hunter, possibly, and then... what do we got with Jania's Head? I don't know if that's really going to matter so much this time. I'll take the Warrior skills for the Bounty Hunter as well. We'll get the Protection, if I remember right. I think I might have sold that, but no, we still got that one. There we go. And... I guess just Dodge. Yeah, that's fine. And you're not really doing much beyond being some support back there, so let's get you that support buff going. In fact, you know what? Yeah, let's just kind of transform you into a standard healer that way with the massive buffs to the healing skills. And that ought to work out fairly well. Probably just going on a standard ruins run this time. 100% of rune battles is not really ideal, but we'll take what we can get. Trying to keep it a little simpler early on, just to get myself off on the right foot. Let's do it. Yeah, a couple of the shovels. Still going with the torchlight here. Alright, let's keep that economy in good shape. Been managing to do a fairly good job of that. Oh, I'm just realizing now, too, we've got a new name to draw, don't we?
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
As much as I like Plucknet as a name, that is going to be Larry, courtesy of our Baer Pile YouTube members. Thank you very much, Larry, for your support over there. Appreciate it. Let's see if I can avoid getting you killed immediately here. Well, it's definitely not an ideal start.
Machinations spring to life with a singular purpose.
All right, let's keep our focus in mind for the antiquarian on the loot here. Let's also maybe avoid him getting resolve checked immediately this time. Hard focus on that bad boy. Despite the fact that he clearly is not interested in dying.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
There we go. We got an uppercut opportunity here. Love to see a dodge on a leper out of the gate. There you go, Larry. Now you're getting in the mix proper. Just a cool 69 stress to start things out. No big deal. With no real stress healing to speak of through the course of the squad here. I'm sure it's going to be just fine, bud. What's that? You're worried about having a heart attack. What's that? You don't think I have an actual plan to prevent that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, buddy. You're going to have to speak up a little bit.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Nah, Sam, go through a tunnel now. Let's just keep going. It'll be fine.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Hey, there's a strong start besides this stupid thing. Get out of here. There we go. Okay. Starting off with a couple of early battles this time, and a lot of stress potential this time around, too, so that's obviously suboptimal. And not getting quite the damage we need in the back there either, so I think we just go straight at him, despite the dangers of that. Oh, yeah, this is already looking kind of concerning here. Not in love with this situation. I think I'll go with the withstand to at the very least keep him from being the primary target for the physical damage, but oh boy, yeah, that's very lucky, first of all, but I'm pretty sure we can depend on that being the target pretty much every time moving forward here. Not to mention this leper is actually in kind of rough shape already. That's kind of ideal. We'll spread it out a little bit. Okay. Let's see. You got to hope for the best.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
And that's up there with the best, certainly. That's ideal. She's been very helpful, although, of course, him moving would definitely not be beneficial either. It's not too shabby. If we can avoid the bleed, we'll be in pretty good shape. I love that. Okay. And a mark here is certainly not bad. Does make it feel like the Arbalist is likely to take her out next round. I feel like I might want to consider a Solemnity early here, but I'm pretty sure he's got a one-shot on deck there, too.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Honestly fair on the crit that time. I was definitely expecting her to deal a lot more stress damage than she ended up doing, so no harm done, really, ultimately. We hit a couple with stands up front this time. I'm going to see if I can sneak in a couple of heals on the Bounty Hunter before this is up, too. And damn, yeah, that'll straight up take care of him, won't it? Let's maybe top him off in the back a little bit. No such thing as over-preparedness in the dungeons, dog. No crit there. I think we're good to go. Yeah, I should probably go ahead and try to get a couple of bandages his way, too. Yeah, heal for 5 from the Arbalist. That's not bad at all. Might even be able to set up a crit for him to get a little stress healing done with that. Maybe we can help ourselves out that way. Or just get minimum damage, you know. Whatever you feel like doing today. It's up to you, ultimately. Let me tell you how to live your life.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
We're going to top him off at least. That's a tiny bit of a stress heal as well. We'll certainly take what we can get. And Leper's feeling fine.
Obliterated.
All right. Coming out of that in pretty decent shape, at least. And that's a mess of heirlooms there. Wow.
So clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Scout, pretty huge here as well. We know we got to go this way, so we'll just go ahead and start out with that, I guess, and hope that maybe we can avoid having to go through that entire hallway before the whole shebang is up here. Pretty sure it's not worth it to investigate the bookcases still. We'll definitely take a look at this.
Finding the stuff is only the first test. Must be carried home.
Still don't feel like the blood is a huge priority. All right, another room battle.
As the light gains purchase,
Ugh.
spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I really did not prepare for this very well, but Larry doesn't seem to give a shit. Handling it himself. Unlikely, unfortunately, to fully prevent this from happening here. It's feeling more and more inevitable, in fact. Doing all we can to take them out quickly, but there's only so much we can do with a group like this. Which, of course, you know, fully my fault. I'm just trying to make do here, I guess. You got the crit chance, don't you? Oh boy, this Arbalest has been struggling a little bit early on here. It's definitely another withstand turn, especially with the bleed in play already. Oh, that might do it. Right on the edge, bud. Dancing with the devil. Dodge time? No, not there. All right. Well, I mean, Larry. I held out hope, bud. That's all right.
Fear and frailty finally claim their due.
Bradley, what is happening, buddy?
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Little more oomph out of you next time, please, if you don't mind. I'm also thinking I probably want to swap off Get Down for the Blight skill soon here. I feel like we're not going to be using that one all that much. Hoping we can get the bandage in before the Solemnity this time. And he should be fine even if the Axe Blade hits first, although I shouldn't want that. In fact, that stun chance is unlikely. Maybe we just try for the crit here, I guess. Oof. I'm looking great. Okay, bad order here as well, unfortunately. Definitely going to need the bandage. Stab and poke him down just a little bit. Yeah, Blight seems like it's going to be a big factor here. I really should have had that from the jump. That's nice at least. Okay, we can keep poking you down, buddy. We're going to hit that Solemnity again. Let me see if I can bring this down to maybe 2 or 3 bars before we get out of here. I feel like I'm running a little too risky with him at the moment. 1 or 2 big crits away from getting into serious concern territory here. Not like he's got a lot of other ideas for what to do here anyway. There you go, 1 problem solved at least. We'll just top you off back there again, I guess, and then hopefully we can land the stun coming up here. That's going to be him ready for another big heal if necessary. Which, again, we'll probably just do it for the stress heal alone. Alright, try that stun for me, pal. No crit there either. We're good to go. It's kind of surprising that it's still letting me stall without even the warning here. I ain't gonna look that gift horse down its horrifying gullet. Alrighty. I think we might as well sneak in 1 more while we have been given the green light here. And that is probably all we've got, so off you go there, friend. And a little bit more stress healing there, too, of course.
A trifling victory. But a victory nonetheless.
Already facing these issues, huh? Let's probably just use the herb here, I guess. We'll snag that, let the Antiquarian interact with this one, and then, of course, definitely more interested in keeping the key.
Otherworldly corruption.
I feel like the anti-venom's probably not going to be a big factor here, so we'll go ahead and drop that for now, and then... Oh, that is an active start to this one, man. Oh. Okay. Yeah, cool, man. That's pretty nice. Yeah, of course, normally going into Antiquarian runs like this, you're hoping to find as few room battles as possible, so... That level of activity is not ideal, but hopefully we're knocking out the majority of them here, too. Alright, let's see. Definitely would have preferred to have a couple more fights like this in the interim. Man, Bradley. Forgot to take your vitamins today, I guess.
Confusion, nerves, and panic.
Definitely got to be concerned for Larry's well-being here. I think another withstand is probably in order. My uppercut odds here aren't fantastic, and especially not great if he decides to pass turn. Loving the move resist there, buddy. I mean, the knockback would be huge, too, if I can get one or the other. Hey, why not both? Well, of course, I'm pretty sure he's going to be going with the blanket fire there regardless. In fact, now that I think about it, I'm not sure that actually does anything for us. Does allow us to stab that guy, so that's nice. Yeah, better get numbers. Let's see here. I don't need to withstand again, so we'll try that out. That's pretty unlucky. That stun did end up being a pretty big benefit. Okay. Well, time for round 2. Alright, fair enough. Probably need to start healing again. That'll do it. If only I had managed to avoid that threshold here. I'd be in pretty decent shape, actually, and I do feel like I need to probably go ahead and start doing this again right away. Let's not let him get below that 50% mark for too long. And the withstand certainly helping us out with the resistances, and goddamn, Larry. Killing it with the dodges so far. Although, not really in love with the idea of taking your turn, apparently. Or at least taking it without interruption. Oh my gosh, still surviving here. I feel like I probably ought to just take numbers again here. Trying to give him a little bit of the healing buff before the next Solemnity, and then cross our fingers, I guess. Oh yeah. Every attack on him is going to be felt at extra levels. Mark is at least pretty effective here. Yeah. Well, she's in that position. This does bring his protection to a ridiculous level, too, so that's nice. Perfect. Alright, it's all about the Solemnity for you now, buddy, but oh my goodness. The Fearful has been devastating. Alright, we really cannot afford to let the leper hit the threshold, so I'm pretty sure I'm going to need to consider the camp after this, especially if this ends up being longer than I'd like. Guess that's on you, isn't it?
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
Pretty damn good result with the, oh, I am realizing now, too. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be able to finish this dungeon, actually. Yeah, I didn't prepare properly with the food, either. So, maybe we just go ahead and toss these now. Just pretend that bandages never existed. Get rid of all that. Hey! Never punished. Love to see it. Alright, quick camp, and then we're out of here.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
We got the quarantine for sure this time. Just kidding, it's not an option. That sucks. Ah, boy, alright. Well, I think we better commit to just letting the bounty hunter stress heal, so in that case, let's just try to bring everybody else down as best we can. We'll let the mask down here. Let's see. Yeah, we don't have really a ton of options in that regard, unfortunately. Guess we'll bring the leper as low as we can. We'll hit the encourage. Just kidding. Don't have an ambush prevention of any kind as far as I can tell. So, I guess that'll have to do it. I'll go for the trinket scrounge too, why not? And see what these yield. Hey, a couple of food, fun. There you go, buddy. You want some extra? Actually, I don't think we even care about that, although I guess it is a little more valuable than that. Good enough.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Cool, man.
We require only the strength to follow it.
Heck of an outcome there. I was definitely ready to just bail on this dungeon, but
more bones return to
did knock it out at the beginning after all.
Devils remanded to their abyss.
Pretty nice heirloom haul out of that, all things considered, and some XP for the squad. Get them out of that 0 range. Nice. Looking good.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
All right. Welcome to hell, Larry. Go ahead and pray it off for me real quick, pal. And stress still looking pretty good across the board here. That was a nice little economic boost. Let's get rid of the wasting sickness now on Brandon. And looking pretty solid here, man. We'll check the stagecoach again. There's another leper. Ooh, an abomination, actually. You know what? Yeah, we've only got one of those so far, I think, right? With Gustavo? That seems like a pretty good entry. Let's go ahead and grab another one of those.
Tortured and reclusive. This man is more dangerous than he seems.
And this one is gonna be Books. Welcome to the team, Books, and thank you so much for your YouTube member support as well. Appreciate it. All right, where are we headed? Hopefully to find some deeds somewhere. And there they are. Another run through the ruins, it looks like, which is certainly where we've been prioritizing things lately. But yeah, those deeds remain pretty important before we really begin exploring the veteran options, so I think it's straight back to this with maybe another antiquarian run right away, in fact. Especially if we can line up a team that's going to be a little more effective at handling this situation, and I think that's exactly what we've got right here. Cool. Alright, we'll throw the Antiquarian in the back for this one. Go ahead and set him up with the gear one more time. We'll even rock that Unholy Slayer's ring this time around. It's something we haven't used all that much. Abomination has got, I think, a couple of unique trinkets. Yeah, we got the stun and blight skill chance for you. That's nice. I think I'll give you the damage bonus as well. Jester's not quite got the gear we're looking for him yet, but we can go ahead and throw on the dodge for you this time, buddy, especially with the Solar Bracer. And then we'll do the protection, and we'll just go with the virtue chance, I guess. Or no, let's maybe take the life crystal this time. 4 extra HP for her is pretty awesome. No big cost there either. Getting the stress healing back in the mix. Harvest is probably not going to be a big play this time, but I might just keep it for the dual targeting anyway. I do need to probably take that Jester into the guild. I have yet to unlock the full gauntlet for him here, so let's do exactly that. Boom, boom. There you go, Amara. Let me get the benefit to those two as well. Let me go ahead and boost these just a smidge. And looking good otherwise. Quick trip to the blacksmith. I think we got a couple of upgrades here at the very least. Alright. Yeah, still a ways away from rank 4 in the armor smithing here, of course. So those deeds remaining a large priority. Let's get back to it. Into the ruins once more here. Poisoned herb would be pretty nice for the plague docs. I think I'll prioritize that trinket here as well. And then I think we're good to go again, man. Let's rock it. Keep the bulwark on there. This should be pretty good. We'll actually bring the proper amount of food this time as well. Keep the torches, keep the shovels. A couple of keys. Let's do it. Let's go, team. Feeling good. Feeling strong lately. Man, it's been a good streak back in the saddle, properly.
Pace out the halls of your lineage once familiar, now foreign.
I'm to the point where I'm considering, for entertainment's sake, taking bolder chances.
Carelessness will find no clemency in this place.
Which is nearly 100% of the time. We'll even just call it 100% of the time the exact point at which the game decides to flip the script. As it should. As is well-deserved. When showing that level of hubris.
Ancient traps lie in wait. Unsprung and thirsting for blood.
Book's having a pretty terrible introduction to things here, by the way. That is an HP level worthy of taking a quick bite there, isn't it? Okay, and they might very well just decide to give him the stress check immediately. Okay! Oh, thank goodness. Alright, all we care about is keeping him off that stress threshold right now, so I'm just going with the absolution immediately. This is a nightmare situation immediately here, and it's not going to get much better given the fact that we don't have very good ways to target those two. I've kind of just repeated the mistakes of last time, but just in a slightly different fashion, unfortunately. Let's let the Antiquarian do a little bit of work back there at least, and then I guess we'll just kind of have to get lucky. Definitely need to get the mark up front here, too. Can't afford to do the stress heal with that amount of physical damage in play as well.
A blazing star is born.
Yeah, this is an extremely concerning situation, and Book's thankfully bailing us out for the first one there at least, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be going after this hard. I would too. Maybe Books has something in him? Nope. Fair enough.
The walls close in. The shadows whisper of conspiracy.
Yeah, this is immediately an extremely concerning situation. Boy, those two failed traps right out of the gate. I was trying to get a little stress healed on him as a result of those, but the complete opposite effect, of course. As long as we can keep that torchlight up, at least Amara's feeling pretty good. And then second blight here would go pretty far. Okay, we got a 2-turn timer there at least, and then maybe get the numbers up front too. All right, we're on to something. Avoid the stun there, and then I'm feeling way better. Doesn't look like he did, though. Yeah, we got that sinking feeling in my gut from that one. Well, I mean, we know we still got the same priorities here, as do they, clearly. We know exactly what they're targeting. Thank goodness for the lack of skill use limits here as well. That's pretty fortunate, honestly, coming from them. Take a couple of big dodges from Books here. We'll get another level of stress healing done. Just kidding. Not that time. That stab is pretty helpful too, though. At least just the 2-turn timer there, and then a Holy Lance actually available here as well. Book's just cowering in fear, and it's working pretty damn well so far. We're gonna bring this back. We're so gonna bring this back. Thank goodness. Okay, a little bit of distribution. Jacob with the nice dodge there too. Fantastic. We're gonna Holy Lance, so I figure we might as well
As the fiend falls,
let that happen.
hope blossoms.
Which does unfortunately prohibit 2 of the stress healing opportunities we had for this round. Oh boy, yeah, that's making things worse and worse here. The pass turn from the Antiquarian for why? For on account of why? Imposter syndrome? That seems like the likely culprit. Son of a bitch. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, they're being real pieces of work early on, this bunch. I guess I did prohibit the stress heal again there too, didn't I? Shit. He's got himself covered at least, but you know, could be making this a much quicker process. Let me just go ahead and sort it out myself, and then we'll start a blight up front to at least get something going. Make it appear as though we're concerned about that. If I could get him down below 40 or so, I'd be feeling pretty good moving forward.
Clarified in a single strike.
Yeah, the longer we allow this to stay the case, the more likely it is that we deal with another one here, unfortunately. This is at least the ideal target for this amount of stress, although he is being very annoying about it. Yeah, Q's just going to take the 1 or 2 HP we can get from this. Actually, you know what? You're just the damage dealer at this point. Fuck it. Hard carry with the Antiquarian damage. There we go. 4 bars is pretty decent, as long as we don't get crit again here. Stun's probably fine, too. Alright. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Distributed amount is fine. Just keep you in a place where we can eventually fix it.
Inspiration and improvement.
That's not helping matters, bud. 3 bars, pretty solid. Okay, I think this plus a smite more than likely finishes the job here. That'll do.
Decimated.
Yikes, man. Well, so much for upping the ante. I think they're going to do that for us.
Success so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
Pretty sure that's where I want that. Okay, sheesh. Goodness, the hunger activation this early, too, is definitely not what I needed to see. Especially after having to give the Abomination a snack earlier. Sketchy start. Alright, let's maybe go with somebody who's got a slightly better disarm chance this time around. Okay, yeah, that explains a lot. Probably should have looked at that before I was trying it. That all checks out. Nope, 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 nope. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that. Okay, bye-bye. Speaking of up in the ante, right? Jesus Christ. Keep these torches, too, please and thank you.
Waiting to be spent.
Oh, we got that solar bracer in the mix. Definitely want to keep this torchlight up. It's pretty concerning, actually. That's the Crusader really low now, too. I might have to give him a meal.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
A hallway battle there at that time, along with a secret room. That is very helpful. Oh, man, I'm not really sure what I'm hoping for at this point. I guess maybe to find some very lucky food somewhere, but that seems pretty unlikely. Also wondering if it's actually worth it to go all the way down through this hallway, but apparently I'm committing. Here we go, doing that. Not fantastic. Let's be a little more preventative here if we can. This Crusader is in bad shape. Without any real proper heals to speak of, too. Probably going to need a transformation, which of course is not going to help our stress healing situation very much.
Precision and power.
But that'll do something for it, okay. We're getting very lucky out of this first round so far. Very, very lucky. Okay. Well, I do think I probably should still do that, but then again...
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
That was an option. Alright, Beast Bile has the guaranteed hit. And if it lands, it will do 1 damage plus 2. Ah, guaranteed hit when he does land the attack, that is. That's not terrible, at least. Although it is getting worse and worse. Okay. Hey. That's a lot less damage than I thought that would do to you. Okay. Probably need to just harvest here. Oh, my goodness. We gotta find a way to kill this guy right now.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Alright, buddy. I think it is probably time to just say, to hell with the protection. Let's just heal as little as the good Lord allows, I guess. Nice stun there, too, actually. If we can land a second Blight, that's us in a pretty good spot. In fact, yeah, that's going to be way more effective than any kind of heal she's going to want to try to do as well. Speaking of which, making steady progress there. That's feeling pretty good. I think we got an Absolution on deck there, too, actually, and Bone Soldier's down. I think Jessica needs to keep working on themselves. That's getting into a scary situation, too. Looks so close to that stress heal limit. I think even maybe the Inspiring Cry will get us there. That Blight has been very significant here, too. No crit and we're good.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
Stress heals for 5. Oof. Alright, I think still better suited there, especially because we're inching our way closer to a healthy position with Jessica. And I think we maybe... no, yeah, let's just do that, and then we can try the stun from him.
A brilliant confluence of skill and purpose.
Well, there we go, man. That's that problem addressed, thankfully. And I think we'll just have the smite here to finish him off, so... Take a tiny bit more healing up front, and that should do it. Yeah, the Inspiring Cry really not worthwhile here at this point. Fairly similar effect.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
I think at this point it might be a little bit better for me to swap to the Battle Heal, given that we've got the Jester for the stress healing already. I think we need that, and I might even actually do this. This is very greedy, but kind of seems like the time to do it. Maybe give up Bulwark for Holy Lance instead. But no, I don't think so. I think if he's in that back rank, he's probably just going to be healing anyway. All right, that'll do. Very excited about the prospect of the secret room here, but trying to solve our initial problems first. Got enough for one more hunger activation and a feast at the campfire, and I'm definitely giving some serious consideration to running that campfire a little sooner than I'd usually like. How's your disarm chance back there? 60%? That's probably not worth risking. Oh, Jesus. Not great. Yeah, I think it's probably camp time. Let's not take this risk.
Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Let's see here. We could use a little healing up front. I think I like the Eldritch Blood here, too, actually. Tiger's Eye is pretty solid. Could use an Encourage on a couple of people. I think I'll take the Eldritch Blood for the Abomination. We'll do a couple of Encourages around the table here. Turn back time, actually. Yeah, that's the way to go, isn't it? Put her right as Rain, and then another wound care for the Crusader seems right. Alright, good stuff.
Darkness closes in, haunting the hearts of men.
Oh, not so good stuff, especially when you swapped out your goddamn Holy Lance. I had a feeling we'd need it, man. Oh, boy. Okay. Well, we know where we need to start things here, at least. Thankfully, these two shouldn't really be that big of a factor. And so long as we can maybe land one of these Blights. That should do it. Okay. This may turn into an opportunity for us, actually. This is looking a lot like a situation we could benefit from all of a sudden. But let's maybe not be so sure. Let's not underestimate the rabble, apparently. Although we should be able to leave both of them alive and cheese this quite a bit. Especially if we can get some stuns going on those two. I think we need to go ahead and move him back for now. She can probably stay there and just go with like a protect me or something. Oh my god, that's an insane amount of stress to get from these guys. Okay, yeah, they heard me talking shit. Clearly.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Actually pretty handy to have the absolution available again, it turns out, especially given that he's locked on that front rank one more time. The Blight there is another fine option. I don't think we really need to protect me here. I don't even welcome her being the target, honestly. Triple the effectiveness healed. Trying my best to justify that choice before we got started on this one. Yeah, the campfire effect really being negated here, unfortunately, too. And yeah, it looks like they're not going to be allowing us to super cheese this the way I'd intended either. Blight's going to do it there. I'm pretty sure I can get away with one more for books at least. I want to have somebody in decent shape coming out of this, and then let's just get the numbers.
Back to the pit.
I'll do it for Jacob, okay. Might still have to deal with the reinforcements. That's another nice dodge at least, and then let's keep healing as much as we can. Yeah, I was worried. Okay. Let's not fuck around here anymore. We need to probably shift position, so let's do that here. I think we might even want to do this, actually. That's, yeah, I'm pretty sure. This is looking grim. I better make sure this doesn't get out of hand.
Another one falls.
Can't be fucking around that much. Although that is near the appropriate amount of fucking around, let's be clear. It's not that far off. But that's that is also the amount of fucking around that often leads to finding out. Which I'm looking to avoid probably today. Despite my behaviors in speech and general mannerisms. The way that I choose to be. Stun time, please. Alright, yeah, you're still up front, I forgot. Well, that might be your lot for a bit, buddy. I mean, it should be a pretty damn strong smite here. Just, I was gonna say, yeah, a little worried still about her HP situation again. Don't you dare give us reinforcements off that. That's simply unacceptable. Alright, well, Books is in at least pretty damn good shape here. I'd be pleased with that.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
We'll just have to be a little bit more careful, but that's a big heal, actually, there on Jessica. That is huge.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Alright, didn't end up being too bad, I guess. But unfortunately do have another fight immediately following that. I think I'll just use the herbs here. And maybe go ahead and Holy Water up front for the Crusader, just for a little bit of a buff for this one. Oh boy!
Eyes of youth, twisted and made merciless.
Solid choice there, Baer. Yeah, that little Holy Water buff might end up playing to your benefit, buddy. Ooh, he's not unholy either, so that smite's not getting powered up, but we can try to get some Blight going here at least. This is not at all what we wanted to see. This is a big yikes. This is going to be very difficult. I don't know, honestly, if we're really able to do this. That is going to help a ton. That's making me feel a little bit better about it. We just really don't have the kind of damage we need for a fight like this, but a crit from the Antiquarian on the Blight, too? Okay. I mean, this is obviously a massive advantage to begin with, at the very least. As is that. Okay. Go, Jessica. We're going to get another Blight here. Taking him down. Okay, we're getting turn order. That stun chance is pitiful, so let's just go ahead and take the damage this time. A little rage for you, buddy. That's not bad either. You got a crit for me, bud? Oh, that, man, I thought we were looking at a repeat. I thought we had another easy breezy collector fight, although we actually still might. I think we basically do.
Masterfully executed.
We're even gonna get a little more crit stress healing off that, depending on turn order here for the most part. Here, let's try to stun one of those highwaymen, or one of those highwaymen. So if they do happen to sneak in a turn, they're not gonna be able to do anything. Cannot reach that with the damage we need, so I guess we just take a tiny bit of heal from that if we can, and then Come on, just tick down, buddy. There we go. Wow.
Blind to its own
That got me to actually spontaneously clap for myself. I couldn't help but be excited. Let's go.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Yeah. You'd like that. Right. We still do have quite a bit of this to explore, but I think I'll just go ahead and go all the way through to the end. Although, then again, this is an empty hallway and an empty room. I do feel like I should probably try to take advantage of that and immediately rewarded for my decision. Nice. Running low on the torchlight, though, so let's be careful there. Well, I guess we're not really going to have much of a choice. Come on, Scout. Okay. It's a bit of a gamble now. This is putting us pretty deep with no torches and no food. But if we can get it to work out, we can... Oh, I am just realizing that we're going to have to double back in the secret door if we want to actually complete the dungeon. And that's definitely not what I wanted to see either. Okay. Let's see. Harvest is strong here. Any kind of DOT we can apply to her is pretty big. We can get a stun chance there as well. Ooh, boy, okay. I think we just go ahead and just keep trying to stack that up and at least take out one of the big stress problems here. And that's a bulwark opportunity. Alright, cross our fingers again. No luck on the dodge that time. We do have the solar bracer effect going still, so that's unlucky. Also unlucky. Well, they know where their new priority is, clearly. Didn't work on books. Let's try the Jester, they said. Not too bad otherwise. Okay. Oh, come on now. Thank you. There you go, Amara. There you go, Amara. And then one more time for me. Oop, that'll work. That's acceptable. That is her down as well. Okay, let's just try to control this a little bit more, I think. Where are we going here? We definitely need to stress heal you a touch. May not have to... Or may not be able to do anything besides get the Blight there, although I guess the Dirk Stab is going to open up in a second here after the DOT hits. So let's just keep trying to work on that, I guess. That has been a force this time around, honestly. That has been very nice. And a little more Torchlight out of that, too. Can't forget that benefit. No Dirk Stab yet, so we'll keep her as low as possible.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
And I'm guessing there's yet another target there. Amara, I love it. Very nice. Stun chance is looking solid. Blight will take him out. Beautiful. Books can do some self-care. We'll get a little Blight started there too, I think. Just in case that's enough to finish the job. And then I think we just keep stress healing with Jessica as much as possible in this situation, especially to top her off if we can. Or at least counter the bleed, I guess.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Might need a little bit more love, depending on how many of those stack up. He does still have the mark, of course. In fact, let's maybe just go ahead and thin the herd a little bit more. Definitely anticipating giving some more heals up to the front rank. Maybe just all we can, yeah, honestly. With the mark there, we'll have a stun chance next round. We're just all in on the heals here, I think. In that 2-bar territory again. Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna need the help.
The blood pumps. The limbs obey.
Kind of forgetting about that bleed resist benefit from that too. That's pretty nice. Solid stun, buddy. Okay, keep this coming. Yeah, if we're going to be rolling through the rest of this dungeon without any food or torches, we're going to need to not only top this off, but be in as good a shape as possible coming out of this fight, so... That is exactly what we're aiming for here, although we do have a lot more recovery to do than we have the capability of doing, sadly. At least the stress is in check for the most part.
Quickens.
And I think it's probably time to just go ahead and smite here. Not about to deal with reinforcements a second time, ideally. Although, man, that would be an ideal time for it. Oh, well. Oh, boy, yeah, no, definitely need to go all in now. Let's not allow for that kind of nonsense. Big loot again.
This expedition at least promises success.
Still got a key left over for the secret room here. Even more goodies. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and pop those holy waters and Make room for the portraits. Dump the citrine, and off we go. Okay. Oh, boy, that's not good. All right, I'm starting to regret going this way. Mara's starting off strong there, at least. They're still very low up front with Jessica. I think we're going to need to transform here to make this a little bit easier for us. Nice resist on that pole, and Harvest is looking pretty good here, too. That is a very nice dodge. Let's see if we can get the Blight started on her. Yeah, we got to be stunning as much as possible here. Although, honestly, the physical damage is maybe more of a concern right now. Yeah, this Jester's or not the Jester, the Crusader's looking kind of rough. We'll keep the mark on them, but I think with the resistances and the protection, they should be okay. Harvest looking pretty solid again. Really got to try to get this Madman taken out quickly. Honestly, don't mind that one bit. I'm surprised with the target choice, but I'll take it. Okay. A little less torchlight there, too, of course. I really like the stun opportunity here. Excellent. All right, let's see if I can land the Blight. 85% chance. If I hit this, he's not quite down. In fact, I wonder... This is a little better. Nice. Okay. One big problem addressed there, and then let's see if I can get numbers up front there, too. Perfect. That'll clear the corpse and bring her up to the front. That's really nice. All right, we need to just start trying to heal as much as possible again here, especially if we can land a stun on one of these guys. Which is looking likely. There we go. Yeah, just need to fix him up again. Heal 1, 2, or 3 at a time, and eventually we'll bring him back up to a healthy position. One down there. Maybe a dodge? Hey, okay. Just gotta ask for it sometimes. That's a battle heal, no doubt. I'll get you up to like 25, 30, around that area if I can. We'll be feeling right as rain. Let me see if I can get this kill too. It's probably worth a go. Fair enough. Yeah, I gotta make sure she's not gonna cause too many more problems here. Very fortunate move resist so far. I also think I ought to probably try to stop this guy from hitting the Crusader again. There we go. Should be a little stress heal as well. Okay. In the 25-30 range, buddy, if we can do that. Oh, the double stun. Love to see it. Okay. Shift this back. We get an absolution there again. We get another double heal up front. Resistance is through the damn roof. Not that it's really going to matter all that much. All right. That's where I wanted to be, I guess. I'll take it. Oof. Here we go. Somebody's got this, right? There you are. Solid finish, Jacob.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Sadly, 2 food, not really going to do anything for us here, so we'll just go ahead and use that as healing for the Crusader. And it's just going to need a lot of bear luck at this point. I feel like I should prioritize getting the secret room. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna get both. I'm gonna get real greedy here, and I'm gonna get both. Wait, the secret room would have counted! Oh, and I deserve this. I deserve this for not realizing that. The secret room would have been the full, completed dungeon, man. Son of a bitch. Alright, well. I can just double back now, I guess. Despite taking on this extra fight as a result of my incompetence.
Grievous injury. Palpable fear.
Fully deserved. Can't be mad. Got one down already, at least. I just maybe need to try to take this chance to heal back up, actually. And, here, we'll just get you started again. There we go. He's dead eventually, at least, and then maybe the Rake can finish this off? I feel like I might even be able to get away with the transform down again, but we should probably go ahead and play it extra safe. I think you are still going to be healing, which means maybe the Jester can get lucky with the dodge selection here. I'm going to take the little tiny bit from that. Love to see it, Jacob. Every little bit we can get. Jessica's feeling pretty damn good again. Jessica was feeling pretty damn good again. Now Jessica's kind of upset at the whole situation. I can't really blame him. Alright, definitely got to go for the stun opportunity here. I think we might be able to get away with moving the Jester back for another couple of stress heals here. Probably just going with the Inspiring Cry and negate that bleed. Keep a little bit of this coming in. Whatever we can get. A couple of Absolutions. Jester could use a couple of battle heals now, I suppose. It's slow, but it's working, man. At the pace of molasses, our team prevails. Take whatever we can get. Ooh, yeah, especially that books. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay. Time for having had enough of that. 30 will do. Let's get to stabbing. Well, I mean, there's one more of those, but no. Just as well. Good stuff.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Let's just use this bandage. Probably dump the other one. Okay. I guess I'm committing to this now. I don't know really why. There's no reason. I mean, that kind of helps justify it, but this could be very bad news. Sure is kind of. Oh, definitely. Yeah, absolutely it is. Jesus. Okay. Okay, I deserve this. Can't even use a damn key on this chest, man. What am I doing? I like the Beast Pile a lot here, actually. Normally would be very tempted for this stun right away from that one, but
Executed with impunity.
I think if we're very aggressive here, we have a chance to end this one pretty quickly, although I think the better play there is definitely to stack the Blight a little further. Got the stun chance on that one next time. Not too much damage on Jacob there either. Thankfully the Quarrels are pretty forgiving in the early dungeons, it seems like, so that's been nice at least. You know what, buddy? Get a little more aggressive here. Because that's going to take down the Arbalist, my friend. We get ourselves another stun chance, and then sheesh, at that point, I kind of feel like we can just start healing again. And we're going to need it. Yeah, whatever you can there. Battle heals. We don't have quite the damage on this guy, I guess, so it might be worth trying to finish that off. Well, then again, that's a lot more Torchlight, I just realized, so maybe that's worth it too. Dodge? Alright, well, that's probably going to be Absolution anyway. Everyone's in pretty decent shape otherwise. If we can get Books back into 50 plus again, we should be fine. We'll start this now, so we got at least something working him down. And I probably would be better off trying to clear one of these corpses. Let's see if I can get rid of this thing for the start of this next round, although, well, then again, I could just try to stun him. That's looking pretty likely. That'll do it. Alright, we're shifting back for another couple of stress heals here. Keep getting the little bits from the Fortifying Vapors. We may be slow, but watch us go. That's a big boost. Alright, one more round of these. Yeah, that's right on that threshold of fucking around territory, I'd say. Ooh, boy. Looks coming up big, though. One more of those, and then I think the Smite has probably got it without too much further input here. But if not, we'll make sure. It's not feeling too good after the fact.
Annihilated.
Yes, indeed. Well done, Jessica. Okay. My God.
A trifling victory,
That worked out.
but a victory nonetheless.
So let's get rid of the shovels now, I suppose. And that's the quest complete, of course. We'll go ahead and crack this bad boy open. That sucks. All right. Off to the secret room now. Where we pray for this lone hallway tile not to absolutely frick us over. Right? Still optimistic. Yeah, that doesn't bode well.
Curious is the trap maker's art.
Okay.
His efficacy unwitnessed by his own eyes.
Little worried there, admittedly. We're in it.
Wealth
There's the
beyond
last
measure,
head.
awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Seems a little more worth than that. That seems a little more worth than that. What a haul for the end of our day. Oh my goodness, that is nice. Alright, and we might as well check in on this one too. Wow.
Bags laden with loot are often low on supplies.
Outstanding outcome. You gotta love that. Okay, off we go.
The shifted corridors and sloped walls of our ancestry are beginning to feel familiar.
A little extra drama, and obviously a very lucky collector fight that time around, but another 30,000 gold and a heck of a lot of heirlooms that time. 28 crests. That's gonna make things much easier to afford here. Love to see it. Great work, squad.
A fresh irritant to some. A sanguine memory to me.
Week 29 in the books. Thank you very much for watching another episode of the Bloodier Moon Estate. Y'all, please leave a like on the video if you're still enjoying these. Appreciate the support on yet another Darkest Dungeon campaign. We'll see you next time.